Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. I think we're about ready to begin. Welcome once again to the third annual Asia Technology Entrepreneurship Conference, held live here in person in Cyberport, Hong Kong, and broadcast all live around the world on the Hopin Network. My name is Voon Lee. I am part of the ATEC steering committee. I'm the ATEC programming chair, and I am a member of the HBS Alumni of Hong Kong. ATEC is the largest alumni-led technology conference and startup competition in Asia. ATEC was founded by the Hong Kong and South China alumni clubs of Harvard, Columbia, MIT, and Stanford, and our events are designed to foster active engagement with our alumni as either founders, mentors, or investors with the growing startup ecosystem in Asia. We believe that technology and entrepreneurship are key pillars in creating long-term value, with these principles deeply rooted in the reputations of the universities represented by our founding alumni clubs. ATEC's goal is to spur innovation across Asia by delivering events that highlight the most creative minds and promising startups that are successfully executing on their regional and global ambitions. ATEC is a nonprofit organization, and all net proceeds from the event go towards the annual prize money for the startup competition. We have an amazing schedule of content today, starting this morning with the annual ATEC Startup Competition, with our final 8 startups pitching before our esteemed VC judges panel. Their votes and yours at home and here in the room will determine who will be the ATEC 2022 Startups of the Year, sharing in an award of over Hong Kong $200,000 in prize money. The afternoon session will see 3 terrific panels. Panel 1, Open Innovation, Lessons from Overlapping Ecosystems. Panel 2 will be a Biotech, MedTech, and Health Tech panel. And panel 3 will be quite topical, discussing sort of the impact of Sino and American technology competition. After the panels conclude, we will announce the winners of the startup competition and the following prize-giving ceremony. We'll then conclude this year's ATEC 2022 conference with a cocktail reception kindly sponsored by Morrison Foerster at the Interval Pharmacy. So I'd like to just take a quick moment to thank our key sponsors for this event for their ongoing support of ATEC's mission and efforts within the innovation ecosystem. We have UBS, Cyberport, Baker McKenzie, Morrison Foerster, KPMG, Pitch Tape, and Mojo Domo. So to kick things off, what I'd like to do is I'd like to invite one of our primary sponsors for the event, our event sponsor, Cyberport, Peter Yan, who is the CEO of Cyberport, to help us kick off the event with maybe a few words, a quick discussion about just the state of innovation in Hong Kong. Peter. And thankfully, we can apparently sit here without masks on, so you can tell that things are going in the right direction already.
Yes, yeah. Very happily to take the mask off. Yeah.
Yes. So I'll give you a quick introduction to you, Peter, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Mr. Yan, Peter, is an industry leader with more than 35 years of experience in information.
37.
Technology. 37. I didn't mean to discount.
No, that's right. Yeah. I just want to show that I'm actually quite old. Yeah.
As the CEO of Cyberport, Mr. Yan leads the digital technology flagship focusing on talent cultivation, industry development, and integration of new and traditional economies. Prior to joining Cyberport, Mr. Yan was executive director and CEO of SUNY Vision and held various senior management positions in large consulting and IT services companies, including Accenture, TradeLink, and Computer and Technologies. And since this is an alumni-led conference, I'd be remiss to not mention that Mr. Yan holds a BBA degree from CUHK and was Honorary of the Year of the CUHK chapter of Beta Gamma Sigma in 2020. And he has also received executive education from Harvard Business School. So welcome, Peter. Thank you once again for all your support of ATEC.
Thanks, Foon, for the introduction. Yeah, and I'm really happy to be here again. And thanks, ATEC, for the holding the event again at Cyberport. So really excited, to start the whole morning with you. Actually, we have already quite interesting discussion with a number of startups just now before the opening. So really excited.
Perfect. And we'll be hearing from the startups very soon, shortly after this. So, just wanted to talk to a few minutes, maybe kick off the event, and maybe especially for the people in the room and especially for the ones who are tuning in online. maybe have a little bit of a discussion about Hong Kong. It's very topical right now. Like the context is Hong Kong feels like it's reopening itself once again to the world, once again repositioning itself as a vital center for entrepreneurship, innovation, and success. But challenges, still exist. There are structural challenges. There's been a sort of a perceived exodus of talent going out of Hong Kong. There's increased competition, it feels, between various city-states taking advantage coming out of this pandemic. And, with remote work, uncertain global political climate, it's a very interesting time to think about, where Hong Kong can go going forward. And maybe the first place to start is, the war for talent, right? I think this seems like one of the priorities Hong Kong has currently, and then also laying the groundwork for the future. What do you think the top priorities should be for Hong Kong to sort of attract and cultivate and retain world-class talent?
Right. I think besides the usual advantages or strength that Hong Kong has, legal system, international network, all those, I think the key for attracting talent is really to generate more opportunities. Yeah, for them to really thrive here in this platform, based in Hong Kong for the Asia market and definitely also the mainland market. Yeah, and I think on this we have actually quite an unprecedented attraction, to the talents worldwide because of all the issues that you mentioned, the geopolitical situation and the post-COVID situation and so on. Yeah, even though there has been some talent drain, to other parts of the world, mainly UK and Singapore, and even recently Dubai, or Middle East. There are still very strong base in Hong Kong that can attract talents to come to Hong Kong because of the opportunities that we generate. In the last, I would say, 6 months or so, we've seen the 20th CPC, the Communist Party Congress, really making very clear or reinforcing the 14th five-year plan's national strategy on Hong Kong's very vital center position. Yeah. And subsequently, we also see the Hong Kong government's policy address announcing a number of moves, a number of measures to boost Hong Kong's economy along the line of the 14th five-year plan, the GBA, the Greater Bay Area strategic plan, and the theme of the 20th CPC about Hong Kong being a center, playing this center role, in China and definitely also in this region too. We also see a very promising development in the regional comprehensive economic partnership. It's going to be the largest free trade zone, globally, and projected to generate, annually over 200 billion US dollar of income, and trade volume will go to over 500 billion in 2030. So all these are very positive development in this region with Hong Kong as the center, which is now written in official national documents and so on, with Hong Kong as the center to catch all these opportunities, and with all those previously already quite established advantages, like the internationalism, the network that we have, the one country two system situation. All these are really very I would say conducive to the development of Hong Kong to generate more opportunities in the coming few years, definitely. I say few years, I'm not saying that beyond a few years we don't know, but it's just that the world has become so uncertain that you can't say anything beyond a few years. Yeah, anything beyond 5 years is really quite unpredictable. Yeah.
And I guess, as CEO of Cyberport itself is an innovative digital community holds how many, over 1,600, 1,800?
We have now close to 1,900 already. Yeah, the latest figures as of end of or early October is 1,873. Yeah.
Okay, so almost 1,800 startups and technology companies. So I guess we can talk about sort of a lot of the top-down effort, right, to reposition Hong Kong. I feel, Cyberport and yourself are in a good position to think about from the bottoms up a little bit about the potential skill gaps that currently exist in Hong Kong. What do you see? Because a lot of the people who are listening in on this conversation will be interested in startups, either entrepreneurs themselves, they may be overseas who are considering coming over to Hong Kong. What sort of gaps do you think exist right now in sort of the domestic talent pool? And how do you think we should address those going forward?
Yes, like what you said in the first question, it's important that we attract overseas talents to come to Hong Kong to fill the gap because there's going to be a lot of opportunities coming up, and the kinds of talents that we need, besides the very general AI, big data, blockchain, cybersecurity, and so on, and also Hong Kong being the international finance center, we will definitely need more financial talents, and specifically in fintech area. I would say among all these, more generic tech talents, blockchain probably is one that I can see will have the most significant gap. The opportunity in a way will be the positive way of looking at this would be there would be significantly more opportunity in the blockchain or Web3 area now. Yeah, we see the development of metaverse now actually converging a lot of different areas of application under sort of the metaverse umbrella, including gaming, even property technology, and a lot of health technology and so on, all under this metaverse umbrella. And behind it, the technology will related to Web3 or blockchain will be quite a demand. So this is an area that we definitely will need more talents. And as you mentioned, we even though many universities has now already started courses or degree on this, it will still take a few years to really get the local talent coming up, and we need more overseas talents to come to Hong Kong on this. And particularly in the recent virtual asset policy statement that the Hong Kong government made at the end of October 31st, if I remember correctly, when they made this virtual asset policy statement to properly regulate the development, to properly issue license for virtual assets trading platforms, and even to seriously study about the retail, development of virtual asset. So all these are very positive policy drive to make companies or overseas talents very interested in knowing the development, the opportunity, and coming to Hong Kong. On the 31st of October, when the policy statement is made, announced, we did or we joined a Twitter Space forum that night. Is at 10 o'clock at night Hong Kong time, because we want to also capture the US talents to let them appreciate the details of this. We have on Twitter Space, I think it's probably a record, over 75,000 attendees. Yeah, and they streamed that forum on 4 other platforms, and together I understand there were over 200,000 people attending. Wow. So that's a reflection of how people are interested in this area. And subsequently, we've received over now probably even more. At that time, I recall we received over within a week over 100 inquiries about landing in Cyberport and so on. So all these are very exciting news. Yeah.
Fantastic. It definitely seems that reports of Twitter's death are greatly exaggerated in that case. Maybe to that point, you mentioned a number of very interesting segments of the technology space that are interesting and growing and certainly have like a future to which that we would want to attract talent to in Hong Kong. But can we talk about technology overall as an economic driver in Hong Kong? Like how important an economic driver is it currently to Hong Kong, and how should it be going forward in the future? And what can we do to make it kind of a little bit more impactful than it is right now?
Hong Kong, I understand, has been always a market-driven economy, but then I guess because of the very rapid development in technology and so on, we need more and more a policy drive. So you may not like to hear this, but I would mention again that because of the 14th five-year plan really clearly defining Hong Kong as the international innovation and technology center for the Greater Bay Area. So this is a reflection of a very strong policy drive to make Hong Kong the tech center for this southern part of China. So that, I guess, is a very, very important move to make sure that the Hong Kong government really do something. And as a result, you can see the new administration has been very progressive in the policy address. There is also many different areas all related to technology development with very specific expected outcome, or people like to say KPIs and so on in the policy address document. So I would say quite a number of areas we can see this happening now, and focusing Hong Kong back in leveraging technology to generate more economic opportunities. Different units within the government is now set up to look into, for example, specifically the digital economy development. The virtual asset policy announcement that I mentioned just now is also a result of that. So in the financial services or fintech area, there is going to be also significant development, and watch also going to come next week too. I remember it's going to have an insurance industry summit. Yeah, and again, new announcement will be made related to the insurance industry summit. The insurance policies and so on will again be something that we look forward to see how insurance technology, for example, can be further developed and so on. So all these are things that we can see happening that is going to create more opportunities, more economic development led by technology.
Fantastic. And I guess this is a lot of what you're saying resonates quite deeply with the mission of ATEC itself, designed as a technology entrepreneurship conference, designed around sort of the alumni and leveraging that as an engine to which to surface very interesting companies. And one of the interesting things that has been happening with ATEC is it's become a lot more regional every year that we hold it. So for Hong Kong itself, it's also part of a larger region, the Greater Bay Area. When you mention sort of Hong Kong playing a more central role, what role do you see Hong Kong playing within the Greater Bay Area in terms of technology and entrepreneurship?
I think there's probably two ways. Yeah, one is definitely the conventional thinking of Hong Kong being the landing base for overseas company that has an interest in developing further in Greater Bay Area to land in Hong Kong to then explore the China or GBA market. Yeah, I would also like to think that Hong Kong is also a very strong base. Playing this center role to let companies in mainland China to come to Hong Kong and to develop an international version of themselves, and to go out of China and definitely to develop further in the Asian market. With the regional comprehensive economic partnership program, now really developing very rapidly, that there will be a lot of opportunities in this free trade zone. And I'm sure these companies has a lot to contribute, to the development in this RCEP area.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you very much once again, Peter. I think this has been a great conversation, a great way to kick off the event today, and a lot of food for thought for our audience here and also online. I think a lot of our panels this afternoon might actually address a lot of things that you discussed, whether it's open innovation or the types of innovative industries that we're looking to highlight here. But just on behalf of myself and also the ATEC steering committee, we would also like to thank Cyberport once again for being a wonderful partner. This is now our third annual event. And you've been a wonderful partner for us. So thank you very much for your support.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I believe we had something that we'd like to. Do we have something?
Take a photo first?
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. Just a little something.
Thank you.
All right.
Let's have a digital version next time, so that it will be more environmental.
We'll make it into an NFT next time.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Peter.